Hi, my name is Lee Heron. I'm here today to tell you why you should attend the DriveWorks training, the free DriveWorks Pro training that we're offering for college students during Reading Week. So first off, what is DriveWorks? You're probably wondering. DriveWorks is what we call a design automation software, um, and it is primarily meant for designing things and for capturing knowledge and automating business processes. So this is something that many companies do. You probably have worked, some of you have probably done co-ops. You've probably worked at companies that they often do quotes. You may be doing quote drawings. You may be doing production drawings for those quotes. You probably worked at some of you have worked at job shops where there's a lot of jobs flowing through. They have to be done quickly. Some of you have probably noticed that some of these jobs, if you're doing a conveyor or you're working with cranes or you're working with um, you know, ladders or racking systems or any number of different things that are essentially each time the same but slightly differently. Now, our focus with you guys is going to be to sort of focus more on the how to use the software in the engineering side, but I'm going to talk about why this is important in a bigger sense, because many of you have probably only focused on engineering for the last little while and not really had a sense of the bigger company and the needs of the bigger company, right? And this can be important if you're actually going into an interview, you can actually demonstrate some knowledge and some skills that most people will not have even, thought about yet, which is how does the bigger business work, right? A lot of these here, and this is where DriveWorks' other components, which you're going to be also building parts of, they actually open up the ability for not just engineers to do the quote drawings or to do the calculations, but for general salespeople to do it at the front end at the quoting stage. So this is a very, very useful thing in the sense for it doesn't require engineers to do all of these and oftentimes meaningless quote drawings, right? Because a lot of quotes don't turn into orders. So a way to put this in the hands of the salespeople and take the burden off the engineers is a huge benefit to both sides of this. Um, so this is the some of the applications you can actually go and play with right now. I'm going to show you those soon. Um, there are three different levels of DriveWorks. We're going to be doing you the DriveWorks Pro training. We're going to be showing you the Cadillac, the thing that can do everything here. There is a free 30-day version of DriveWorks Solo, which we will talk about during the training. This is something that you can also, when you're demonstrating this or showing this to your employer, this is how you can actually go and build a small project, a limited demonstration to show them. Also included in every seat of SolidWorks is DriveWorks Express, which is used for very simple parts to automate things like that. But the two big ones that you want to focus on are DriveWorks Solo and Pro, and that's why we're doing the Pro training. Um, so these are some of the things that you'll see in engineering. You'll see a lot of use of spreadsheets, design tables, things like this, VB programming. All of these things here are things that you would have encountered in your engineering school or in your co-ops, but this is why you'd want to see them as well. So now we're going to hop over to the training software, or sorry, to the DriveWorks software itself, which is driveworkslive.com. So this is where we're actually going to show you, I'm actually going to show you what the software looks like, and this is some of the things that you will actually be building during the training. Okay, so here we go. So this is driveworkslive.com. This is a site you can go to right now if you want to, and you can actually play with a whole bunch of different DriveWorks configurators. And you can actually see what they look like when you embed these in real websites. When you embed these in real websites, you don't even know, right? This is actually a DriveWorks project right here, which is very neat, right? You can change the colors, right? You can configure different things. Now this is a watch. This may not be up the alley of everybody in the room, but let's go and look at a much more typical one. Let's go look at, say, a conveyor. So it's actually opening up a dealer portal, right? Which you're going to learn how to do. It's going to open up a dealer portal. It's going to take me into an application. And I'm now in an application which I can now build a conveyor and have it demonstrated to me in 3D, right? in real time. So I can actually go up here and I can change the values and it will rebuild the model for me right away. I can go to the second one. I can change the angle to say 90 and you can see it's rebuilding the model right there for me. Right? So this allows you to actually build in all the engineering knowledge that you would have someone go through manually and that you guys would have to manually do. And people oftentimes, especially for conveyors, there will be systems that are very large. So you can imagine if you're the engineer who has to do this, and you could be, this could get quite boring quite fast, right? If you have to just go in and manually design and tweak all of these and it's just the same thing over and over and over again, this is obviously something you want to be doing with design automation, right? Now, DriveWorks allows you, you're actually going to build in your project, you're going to build a conveyor project just like this. You're going to build it, it's going to be able to do different sizes, add different pieces on, right? You're also going to be able to do an interface, right? You're going to be able to do interfaces, customize the UIs. You're going to be able to create documents and quotes right out of your projects as well, just like this one. So when I go to finish here, it's going to ask me for my name. And I am Javelin Technologies. So when I hit submit here, what it's actually going to do is it's going to feed off to an autopilot, which I'll show you what the autopilot looks like in a second, but it's actually going to start to create drawings down here. Then you're going to see the different components start to fly across the screen as they go through. What that is actually doing in the background, right? I'll actually show you a similar machine in the background. This is one of our customer machines, and you can actually see here in a second, you're going to see SolidWorks start to do some things, just like this one over here, right? It's going to start to create models and drawings, and what's actually happening in the background on the server in the UK is this here. So you can actually see on the DriveWorks website, there's actually models and drawings being created now. And it's doing all the SolidWorks stuff. And you'll see on the customer side in a second here, it will start to create models as well. Um, all automated, I'm not doing anything. So you can see here, here goes the customer side one. Yep. So this is what this server is doing in the background. It's literally opening up SolidWorks. It's generating, it's making all these changes. And you can see it's going through the different steps to make the different sized files. And it's doing all of that automatically, right? You can also do some very, very cool stuff with DriveWorks, which I'll show you a video here in a second. This is how you can actually do 3D layouts of entire factories using DriveWorks. So this is a very interesting one here. We're not going to cover this in the training, but this is something that you would definitely be able to see, definitely be able to do, and it gives you an idea of kind of the scale of what's possible. So you can see there's many interfaces here. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and they're actually starting to lay out things here. And you can see they're going to do a three-dimensional layout here of a factory, right? All of these are real SolidWorks components, right? That would take you guys hours to make, probably if you had to make them and engineer them from scratch, right? And just like a video game, he's going through here and creating it. So you can imagine really how much value this could be to a lot of your co-ops. Um, and to have all of this information be beamed into the ERP systems is incredibly powerful. So yeah, that's DriveWorks in a nutshell. I hope all of you are interested and really want to join. We want to see as many people out as we can. Feel free to go to driveworkslive.com and check it out. Um, and you know, these are the benefits that you're going to get from the project, or from the project that you're going to make. And yeah, I hope to see everybody out there. So thanks.